Right into it. Won't keep you long. So here we go. Here we are with Billy Idol backstage right before the show here in the Nightmare Before Xmas, our big X96 show. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Great to have you here. You're on this tour now. Is this a full tour that you're on right now?
Well, we're just doing some radio shows, but we will be playing in the States in January and February this year.
Doing a whole bunch of dates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it? Would you call this a comeback tour?
Return of.
A what? A what?
Return of.
A return of the return of Billy Idol.
Yeah.
It's the return of Billy
so
Idol.
Much nicer than
but you never. But you know, and I only ask that in a kind of a hesitating way because you never really went away. You were always doing stuff.
Yeah, we were always playing or thinking up something to do. Yeah, we're going to venture record something, so just a matter of time. But yeah, it's more like a return to form, hopefully.
Yeah, and it seems to me that people are just so damned happy to see you.
Well, that's lovely. It's always a great feeling, and it's just magic. Yeah, people do seem to be excited, and that's what's great. It's great to see they're excited about not only the old music we've always done, but the new music as well.
Kings and Queens of the Underground is the new record, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Trevor Horn produced it.
Yes.
Yeah, what great work. Have you worked with him before?
No, only on a Days of Thunder soundtrack. I worked on a song with him, the outro song, the Days of Thunder theme song kind of thing. But no, I never worked on a Billy Idol album with him, no.
Yeah, it was pretty great. He's a pretty famous guy, a pretty great guy. And
yes. He's done a really great job. And also Greg Kirsten, too. Worked with a young producer, Greg Kirsten, and I think it gave us a nice mixture of stuff that we were looking for.
So how does the new Billy Idol sound? Is it different from the old Billy Idol sound? What is it like?
I don't think so, not too much. I mean, we've got all the main ingredients. Still got Steve Stevens playing with me, and still doing that kind of crossing rock and roll music with technology. You know, that's what I've always sort of used to sort of like move things along. But I really don't think it's too different from what we've done before. I think there are things on the album that are very similar to what we've done before, and then there are a few things where we've sort of stepped beyond our usual formula, so I hope so. Anyway, that's usually the idea of making a record anyway.
Well, you know, I was thinking about that when you say rock and roll music and then you kind of add a sort of a technology to it, and Dancing with Myself, that kind of first breakout song, a rock and roll song, and then you add this kind of a techno beat to it, and that was pretty revolutionary, wasn't it?
Well, yes. I mean, it seemed like it at the time, and in ways it was. Yeah, just doing that, sort of taking modern technology and really sort of infusing it with the music, not losing the human element. That was a big factor. Don't lose the human element, but just get that machine-like quality to music. It helps to sort of give a sort of an innate pulse to it.
That song works on so many levels. I mean, it could work as a techno song, and I mean, you released it as a kind of a big dance. There was a big dance remix of it, but you could just do it as a rock and roll song.
Oh, yes, that's right. It can work in all those circumstances. That's what I was looking for. Music that could work, you know, on a dance floor or in a concert hall, just the same.
I heard you do an acoustic version of it the other day.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The songs translate to. They usually are written on an acoustic guitar or something like that, so they usually translate. That's a nice thing to have going for you too.
And you know, it could be a really sad, slow ballad if you wanted it to be. You know, couldn't it?
Could do anything to it.
Couldn't it? Yeah. Billy Idol, man, it's just great to see you. It's great to see you out performing. You know, I've been looking back at some of the stuff of your career. It's interesting to me that you came to America when you were a little kid and lived here for a while, like when you were 2 years old. Why did that happen?
Well, I think my dad just had a bit of some sort of bad business thing that he wasn't too happy with, and my mother actually was Irish, and a lot of my Irish relatives lived in and around New York City in in the Bronx and Brooklyn and stuff, and so she had a lot of relatives there, and so I think he had this bit of a bad business thing, and I think they sort of, let's try out for Pastors New, and it's kind of great for me because I got to experience America at a very young age, and then when I went back to England, I was a sort of a stranger in my own country. It's kind of a strange feeling, but I love England too. So it's kind of fantastic for me. And then America was never so strange, never so strange for me, because I always had very early memories of. My first memories are American memories, having an American accent and everything.
And then when you came back here, and you really hit it big in America when you moved back here at a pretty. Well, how old were you when you came back after?
25 or 6.
And you moved to New York, and you really started hitting it big.
Yeah.
Then.
Yes.
And that's where you had most of your big hits, Dancing with Myself and Rock the Cradle of Love, Rebel Yell, all of those.
White Wedding, yes.
Yeah, White Wedding. And then you moved to L.A. Why did you do? What happened? Why did you decide to do that?
I think one great thing about keep moving is that you get different experiences, you experience different places, and I'd lived in New York for 7 years, and it was pretty much a vampire kind of existence, a nightlife existence, which was lovely, but it was just as lovely to go to Los Angeles and sort of restart myself there and ride motorcycles and live in the daytime too, you know. So, and but I loved living in New York. I love living in London. I like living in Los Angeles. So it's interesting. It's interesting.
Well,
I'm lucky I moved around, my life.
Yeah, you bring up motorcycles though. So you had your motorcycle crash.
Yes. Yeah,
bad.
Yeah.
Really bad, right?
Yeah, it was a bit for a little bit. Yeah, it was touch and go, but they were able to repair me, and they were able to repair the bike as well. So I'm still riding.
You are still riding?
Of course, yeah.
The same bike?
I do have the same bike, yeah, and I have a Harley. That's my bike that I had the accident on, my Harley Wide Glide, and I have a Triumph Bonneville T100 just to get around town.
But you almost died on that damn thing.
Well, yeah, it's kind of close, but
kind of close.
But though it's not the machine's fault; it's usually the driver's fault. So it's my fault. So it's one of those things, and you kind of learn to live with it and get over it and forge on.
You're kind of a different Billy Idol than you were back then, right?
Well, maybe, I don't know, different.
You seem like a happier guy, maybe.
Yeah, well, possibly. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a different sort of time of my life, really. And I mean, obviously, I've been doing the job I do, the music job I do, for quite a long time, nearly 40 years, 38 years or something. It's a long time. You get into it, into a groove.
Have a great show tonight.
Thank you.
The book, Dancing with Myself. The new record, Kings and Queens of the Underground.
That's right.
Billy Idol, here tonight. Nightmare Before Xmas, X96. Pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.